Hi, I'm Gosia and I'm an animator at Mofables. We're located in Krakow, Poland, and we make apps for kids. Since I always have a tough time explaining what it is I exactly do here, I'm making a video explaining our workflow. Now, with our previous engine, it worked like this. The CEO has an idea for an app. After much thought, he produces a list of required scenes with a scenario for our artist. The mind-blowingly talented artist paints all the backgrounds and characters, including frames to be animated like eye blinking or mouth opening, and sends her perfectly organized PSD files to me. In the meantime, the programmer is writing our framework, defining small bits of code for me to use later on. Before we moved to a different engine, we had around 80 different bits of code at our disposal. Time to deal with the files from our artist. First, they are cut and saved as single images. Then the images are neatly organized into sprite sheets, so that your mobile device doesn't choke on our app. The images have just become sprites. Using these sprites, we recreate the scenes in our special software. Now we can assign additional properties to our sprites, like physical boundaries or opacity. Once all the sprites are set, we move to Xcode. We define what is happening in each scene by combining the bits of code the programmer wrote earlier. A simple scene comprises of around 60 bits. The most complicated one I coded has around 400. This is also the moment where animating happens. Back then we had no visual editor for animating. Everything happened by code. Instead of moving an object from place A to place B in an editor, you use code and change the variables to say that we want a sprite named, say, cat head, to be moved to position X 512, Y 384, and that the movement will take 1 second and will be linear. The last step was to add sounds prepared by our musician and sound master. This method of working presented many limitations and was horribly time-consuming, so we moved to Unity 3D. For me, the major change lies in the editor. With the visual editor and many options available on one click of the mouse, animating becomes way easier and faster, while the results are much better. Thanks for watching.